First of all, my people, the European Union has started their games again. They have sat down together in their parliament to discuss another man's problem from another country. Is this not insane or what? They have sat down to talk about African continents, straightforward to Niger on the continent. Now, what are they talking about in that gathering? We are going to find out. Also, America's air superiority was busted in the war with Iran. Iran has struck down US F-35 jets in their airspace. To know more about the current situation, let's dive into the details. First of all, my family, I welcome you onto this platform. My brother from Nigeria, my brother from Ghana, my brothers from America or everywhere around the globe, I welcome all of you to this platform. If today is your first time being on this platform, I would like you to do one main thing: subscribe and hit the notification bell. Anytime I drop video of this kind of analysis, you will be the first to be notified. Let's dive into the details. American air dominance was break by Iran. US F-35 jet was knocked out by Iranian fire, and Iran has released footage of that strike. Now, it's unclear whether this video is authentic, but that is what Iranian regime is circulating about the strike. Now, what happens to the jet? The US military officials said that it makes an emergency landing at the American bases in the region, and they are saying that the pilot is safe and sound. Now, this is where it's a big blow to America. This is where things get to turn upside down. The F-35 jet that we are talking about has been in combat operation since the year 2018, yet this is the first time it was ever hit. This jet is worth over $100 million and is supposed to be the safest war jet ever, but the Iranian has struck it. And this move by Iranian regime raises questions about American air dominance, air superiority. Let's go back in times when the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, says this.
In under a week, the two most powerful air forces in the world will have complete control of Iranian skies, uncontested airspace. I hope all the folks watching understand what uncontested airspace and complete control means.
So the US claims that they will have air superiority in week 2, but that is certainly not the case. Even to the point of going into week 4, their most advanced jet was shot down by Iranians, meaning Iran is still maintaining its capability of protecting their airspace and its citizens. They still have the ability to do what they have to do to their people. So I can probably say currently nobody knows what they are capable of doing. Nobody knows what they are capable of doing. Yes. And this action is probably not offensive, it's defensive. Now, my people, that's just by the way. Let's move to the main reason why we are here. European Union are talking about power resolution, which they have pushed in their corridors. That resolution was condemning the arbitrary detention and demanding unconditional release of Mohamed Bazoum. Wow, that's upside, right? This man is Mohamed Bazoum. They are asking for his immediate release with his wife. That's what they are saying. Now, what happens before all this? Mohamed Bazoum was a president for Niger, and he was a good friend of the French and the Europeans. He also allows them to access the goods and mines of Niger. Niger is one of the largest producers of uranium. They have tons of uranium. You can actually use that for many things. So this guy was a great friend of the French and the Europeans. He also allowed them to access uranium. They got so much uranium from Bazoum that helps them create so much electricity, even to the point that they are selling electricity to other European countries. Now, Europeans have come together to pass a law condemning the arbitrary detention of Mohamed Bazoum. Mohamed Bazoum was actually overthrown by this officer, General Abdurrahman Tiani, and he is now the president, now junta leader. Now, look at this.
Monsieur le Président, Monsieur le Commissaire. President, Commissioner, dear colleagues, tomorrow we'll be voting on an urgency resolution which I set great heart by. We call for the release of the President of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum. It's the fourth time. Now, since 26th of July 2023, when the coup took place, the military have basically cut him off from the outside world. He doesn't have access to a phone, and there's been 950 days of unjustified detention. Now he's democratically elected, and he contributed there to jihadist terrorism, arms trafficking, human trafficking, and contributed to regional stability. We can't stand by in silence when a European key ally is imprisoned. We need to show solidarity, and his release is urgent for two main reasons. First of all, on the 2nd of April 2026, his mandate will come to an end. If he's not released before then that has to be seen as a major failure, and a clear message needs to be sent to our partners and their opponents. We are allies, we take our commitment seriously, and we want more freedom and more stability. The detention of a democratically elected person is unacceptable. He's imprisoned by a military junta which is still in power today. We call on the immediate release of President Bazoum and his wife, the restoration of the constitutional order, and the organisation of democratic elections. There is insecurity and a spiral of violence, and the territory now is open to jihadist attacks on religious minorities. We can't stand by and see this happen, and we have an urgency resolution on this.
More than 2 years after the coup, Niger's democratically elected president Mohamed Bazoum remains under house arrest without charge, without trial. This is unacceptable. I call for his immediate and unconditional release, not only for him, but for all those arbitrarily detained.
All right, my people, what do you think about what they are saying? Well, for me, I think it's all right and nice for them to say Bazoum should be released from detention, because he is still held in his house up until now. He and his wife have no ties to the outside world. Yeah, that's what is happening. Now, we are not against their thoughts. It's very nice, but look at this. A couple of months ago, Venezuela was invaded by special forces from America, and the president of Venezuela, Maduro, was abducted and taken into another country. But no Europeans has asked for the Venezuelan president to be released. You get it? So why are they suddenly talking about African countries, asking them to release their ex-president? I don't get it. When Maduro was taken into the United States of America, thrown into prison, no Europeans voiced out or even calls for his release. But when it comes to Africa, they suddenly feels like it's their birthright to poke nose into the affairs of the continent. Whenever it's about this continent, then they can suddenly have voices, always talking about what they should do, always reminding us of democracy and rules of law, sometimes human rights. But when it comes to them doing things to people, no one dares to question them. That's what is happening. Why? Why is it like that? Why is it that when Russia went to Ukraine, everybody was angry, saying things here and there? But when America and Israel went to Iran, bombing up and there, none of them are saying a word. None of them are saying anything. Guys, this is really crazy. We are not living in a fair world. We are not. Now, for context sake, let's look at this. Why did Tiani overturn Bazoum? Apparently, Tiani was the commander in charge of Bazoum's security guard. Listen to that. That's why you should be careful who you trust. By the way, he was Bazoum presidential guard. So he overturned Bazoum because, number one, security has gotten worse in the country. A lot of jihadists and all kinds of extremist groups killing people here and there. Number two, the economy was failing, and the citizens were suffering. Number three, so much foreign interference. French people were controlling the affairs of the country. So the guard decided to take him out, but keeps him alive, yes. So he won't be the president anymore. But some people say that the reason why he takes Bazoum out was because he knew that Bazoum was going to replace him. A time comes, Bazoum was getting ready to change the people around him. So he uses the little chance that he got to just take him out. Those are the rumors. But as he came into power, he has changed some things in the life of the country. As he came into power, the first thing he did was to order the withdrawal of French, America, Germans, and Italians troops from the country. Why? You know, these people used to stay in the country for absolutely nothing. They are supposed to be fighting against terrorists, but they were not achieving anything. And still, people are being killed by these terrorists, this extremistic group, every single day. So why are they there if they can't achieve the purpose why they are there? So he asked them to leave, and that affects Americans too, because Americans have military bases there, and from there they can monitor terrorists in Africa. But they are achieving nothing while they are there. So sons and daughters are being killed in that same country that they were living. So what really are they achieving? Nothing. Number two, he has built close ties with African countries like Mali and Burkina Faso. But in Bazoum time, it wasn't like that. There were not much close relationship between these good brothers. Yes, there were nothing like that. But at this time, this Tiani regime, brothers can enter each other and do things together. Yes. Number three, security improvement. He has improved the security of the country. Farmers now gone back to where they have run away from, rural areas. Number four, he has reinforced respect for local people. So even though this man has turned away from the French, he has joined partnership with Russia and China He has done an amazing things in the country. Let's put it that way. Now, a couple of months ago, there was a very big gaps in the major salary in petroleum company run by the Chinese in Niger. So the Nigerian authorities hired some people from China that are being paid $8,000 a month, while the local Nigerians are being paid $1,200 a month for the very same position and very same qualification. So China decided to do something that this will not happen in my regime. So he fired some big people in the company and asked them to leave within 48 hours to go back to China. That is simply what he prioritized the needs of his country people first, more than anything. You see, so he decided to sack those people mistreating the locals. He decided to sack them. That's what he did. How many of African countries can do that? Nobody, none of them. Most of them cannot do it. Not only that, the Chinese hotels in Niger, Solis Hotel, was also shut down because they think that these people are denying locals access to that and other nationality. They only serve the interest of their people, Chinese people. They are only taking Chinese people. So they decided to close down that hotel in Niger. Yes, it was shut down because they don't like black people. That's what happened. He also stopped unauthorized expansion of construction without prior notification from the government. What am I trying to say? Chinese people expand the construction without even going to the appropriate authority for proper planning or checking. So he stopped that. Yes, this is a president. Number 3, inaccurate and false reporting of data. They were not paying taxes accordingly. So Tiani decided to clamp down on them. Yeah, that's what he did. So typically, the man has done a lot to the country. He has done a lot, more than Mohamed Bazoum. He has been in power for a very long time, but he didn't do anything. Now, this man we are talking about, Mohamed Bazoum, is still in his detention. He's being kept in his own house. Yes, that's what is happening. He's not going to have anything to do with the outside world. He's not going anywhere. Him and his wife, they are still there. And there's a reason why he's not released yet. But is it for the Europeans to be asking to sit in their chamber and be asking for his immediate release, and be saying things that they don't have any idea of? That is unacceptable. I don't think they are the ones should be saying that we won't allow that. He needs to be released. We will do, like, yeah, sometimes like it's disturbing. Yeah, it's disturbing. But I think this is a playbook. They want to play something over here, the same cards that they have been playing. Well, look at Iran now. The Strait of Hormuz is being blocked. Where the oil comes from has been blocked, so they can't get it because Donald Trump has messed everything up for them. So they are looking for another alternatives, maybe. So they are looking straight into Niger. Maybe they can, if they have pushed hard, they can get something out of here. So that's what they are saying. But Niger actually get plenty of union. Yes, they got petroleum, they have gas. So definitely, this is a stunt that they are trying to pull up here. Maybe if we push very hard, as I'm saying, we can actually get something over here. If this returns to democracy, we can have our ways. That's their plan. That's the playbook. And they are good at that. They are good at this. They have been doing this for ages, for years, for decades. So it can happen that you just hear the assassination of this leader in Niger or something else. You see, you can get it. That's what they are trying to do. You get it? Look at these two. When Uganda discovered their oil and gas, so they have the chance to exploit that. But the European Parliament stood against that. They said strongly that Uganda cannot exploit their oil because it's against deforestation and environmental damages through the key resolution that they have passed in 2022. How? This resolution focused on East Africa crude pipeline, about 1,400 kilometers. Uganda pipeline. Now their aims was very simple. Put pressure on Uganda and Tanzania so that they can exploit their oil, because their oil is destroying the forest that belong to the same people. You see, I don't get it. That's why every day I say these people are not good people. They are biased. These people are cruel. Because I don't get it. They feel like they are the ones that have the right to love animals more than Africans. They feel like the prognosis into Africans matter is their birthright. So after that, what did Uganda say? Uganda calls that hypocrisy and racism. This is unacceptable. Why are you people saying that the oil they are going to exploit will destroy the habitats of animals? How dare you? Do you like animals more than us? How dare you prioritize animals more than people that are going to their job? Humans, more than humans. How dare you? But it is what it is. That's the kind of people these people are. The Europeans, they always want their best at head. They don't want Africans to develop. They don't want you to go forward. They have a structure to bind Africa. You know, that's what is happening. I think sometimes it's high time that everybody should do their things. Don't mind them because you don't need them for anything. I feel sometimes it should be like that. But these same people have failed to address the Venezuelan situations. They have failed to condemn the attacks on Iran. But when it comes to Africa, they feel like they got big mouth to talk. And everyone will just bow. Everyone will just bow down to. Everyone will just be shivering. Oh my God! Oh, Jesus has come. It's really funny sometimes. Yeah, it's really funny. It's just simple. They want people that can serve their interests at heart. Simply, that's what they want. They want people that can serve their interests at heart across the group. That's what they want. So, guys, what do you think about this? What are you thinking about this? Whatever I think or whatever I feel, just drop in the comment section. Thank you for watching this channel.